I'm Vincent, and this is my friend Alban, a mountain guy and ice diving expert.
As two adventurers, we have come to explore the submerged faces of icebergs, these gigantic blocks of ice carried inexorably along by currents from the Arctic Ocean. We don't really know what awaits us in this secret world, but we hope to discover some fabulous creatures. To do this, we intend to kayak between the only two communities on the entire east coast of Greenland, one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. A 1,000-kilometer-long expedition through the ice with no human contact.
It's going to flip over in front of us, and then we'll be panicking.
End of August. This is when the ice melt reaches its peak. We know it's late in the season to be venturing here before the winter imprisons everything, but it's also the ideal moment to get up close to drifting icebergs and dive under the ice.
We're completely stuck.
Feels like there's no way out.
I've had enough.
The countdown has begun. It's imperative we reach our destination before the end of October, or we'll be at the mercy of the storms, the newly forming sea ice, and the polar night. To get back to our route, we had to cross the biggest fjord in the world, Scoresby Sund. When I felt the icy water hit my head, numbing my temples, I never thought I'd make it to the other side.
What happened?
Once my apprehension had passed, my first dive and discoveries under the icebergs gave me a healthy appetite for more. We now know the route ahead will bring us even more wonders. I try to imagine what lies in store, what our place as mere humans is in the powerful clutches of the wild along the Bluesville coast.
We continue south via the insides. These deep canyons between the fjords enable us to avoid the swell of the open sea. Kayaking is an extremely quiet and discreet way to travel, ideal for getting up close to animals. The Inuit call this channel Akilakita, the land on the other side of the fjord. In this world of stone, we are totally alone.
Steam rises from the volcanic black basalt into the evening sky. Sulfurous water bubbles near the camp. We are very close to one of the world's few magma chambers. Granite, red and green oxides, copper, manganese, a landscape for gold diggers.
It's really hot. It smells of sulfur.
As if the Earth's blood were flowing through here.
It's really cold tonight.
What did they say the humidity level was?
95%. The temperature with the wind chill factor, 1 degree Celsius. It's gonna freeze soon.
Oh, great olive oil. It doesn't pour.
Here you go. I've just added 300 calories. What have you got to eat?
Thai green curry with chicken and rice.
Ooh, very sophisticated. It's hot cuisine.
Oh yeah, well, I don't do anything by half. Oh, so warm. Oh, it's great.
Tonight, I'm downloading via satellite phone the ice and wind charts, or GRIBs, which Geraldine sends us every day. It seems winter is setting in. The clock's ticking.
What's the weather like? Ho ho! Wonderful!
Great.
Think it snowed up there.
Really?
Yes, the top of the mountain's all white.
So it is.
It's definitely snow. Wasn't there yesterday. I thought the snow would come mid-September, not late August. Up there, even the polar bears have to shelter in their dens when the violent icy wind strikes all of a sudden. I'm putting on my big waterproof gloves today because my hands froze yesterday. End of August. After 9 days, we've already traveled 230 kilometers south. We're getting into our stride. Day after day, the capes go by, and with them, the illustrious names of those who have explored this coast. Nansen, Jacobsen, Erminger, and the Frenchmen, Blossville, Savary, Dossie. Most of them have never made it home. The landscape is nothing but ice and icebergs. The going becomes trickier. The wind is picking up. Dad, we'd better try to get out of here before it gets too compact and we get stuck. Aren't those bear tracks? 10 meters from the tent.
Yeah. Well, we know he was here at some point. Shall we try it?
Huh?
Shall we test it?
Yeah, let's test it.
What a great start.
It was already in the barrel. Put it back in. It was already loaded.
No, it wasn't. Now it is. Excellent. Works.
There are more bear tracks on the old snow. But we still set off in search of a meltwater stream to fill our jerry can.
There are tracks. Here. Look.
We're following the bear's trail.
Yeah. We're going to come face to face with it, and we won't be laughing then. You'll see. Here, look. It's walking on the sand. It came back the other way.
Yeah, it went the other way.
Look, there are tracks there, and old ones above them, there.
Oh, yeah. This is really handy. The streams haven't frozen yet.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know how long it's gonna last.
You don't mess around with bears. They're fearsome hunters, and we're on their territory. They can smell us from miles away.
face of this glacier is at least 20 kilometers wide. This is where the ocean meets the vast ice cap covering the whole of Greenland. It's important to properly understand this interaction between the sea and the mountains. This is the land of the katabatic wind, which the Inuit call the Piterak. This icy wind blows at over 200 kilometers and even gets into the fjords. At the height of the summer, the meltwater acts like acid and eats away at the glacier from inside. This is where it's at. We're witnessing the birth of the icebergs, the clash of the titans. This colossus calves millions of tons of ice into the sea, which breaks into fragments known as brash ice.
Look at that one. It's going to flip over in front of us, and then we'll be panicking. Doesn't look too happy.
We head for a gully between Nansen and Jensen fjords, drawn by the light and its sirens. At first glance, making our way through here looks impossible. With all this brash ice, I know deep down things will soon get much tougher. For now, it's as if everything is shifting. Our expedition takes on another dimension as we pass through this ice door. We get the feeling we're entering virgin territory, at the one foot of the Earth's most ancient rocks, where no human has ever trod before. There are days when it's wet and windy, we're cold and not motivated. But right now, we know exactly why we're here. Totally mysterious.
It's 10:47.
10:47.
See, there was a glacier there. The glacier is here.
We made good progress.
Fairly good progress, yes.
Do you think it'd be cool to dive here?
Here? If it stays like this, with the light, it could be magical. Wow. What a setting.
Beauty, huh?
Yeah, not bad at all.
For breakfast.
You sleep well?
Like a log.
You said I'm cold in the night.
No, that wasn't me.
It was too. There's only you and me. I'm gonna make a... Oh, it's leaking.
Ah, yeah, it's leaking a lot.
Damn, what a drag. First thing in the morning. Do you think it means it's gonna be a great day? We're going to have to be careful because it's moving quite a lot. Before diving, I carefully repeat every single move. Underwater, I constantly have to think about controlling my air and re-injecting pure oxygen. The slightest error, and I'll black out. Thanks. Could you guide me and tell me whether to go left or right? I can't see a thing.
Straight ahead, that way.
I thought the water in this fjord would be really clear, but the tide has changed the current. There are even adverse currents. I can feel the water moving in one direction, then the other as I swim along. Halocline is a phenomenon which occurs when fresh meltwater mixes with salt water. It's what creates this strange atmosphere, this artistic haze. It's kind of oppressive. I'm a little scared. I'd better not come across a polar bear in such shallow water. Surprisingly, there's
No life down here. I head towards the middle of the channel where there's this big iceberg. As the current changes, the water becomes clearer and another ctenophore appears, a Bulinopsis infundibulum. I dive deeper and decide to swim under the iceberg. Shimmering like metal, the ice seems very solid and compact. An Arctic comb jelly suddenly appears in my headlight. It seems to be inviting me to follow it under the iceberg. I hesitate. The ice echoes, creaks, and cracks. This whole world is in motion. Apart from my heartbeat, it's all I can hear. I'm all alone in the world.
We're both alone in our respective worlds. He's down there, I'm up here. And the next guy must be at least 500 kilometers away. So yeah, Alban's underwater. He's alone too. We're both alone. Anyways, I hope he's enjoying himself. It's great fun up here. Fabulous atmosphere. Haven't started talking to the mountains yet, but I could end up doing so. We set off 17 days ago. The fog hasn't lifted and the channel is congested with ice. The current is moving every which way again, turning the passage into a shifting maze. Surrounded by these veils of mist, I get the impression we're chasing chimeras.
We're completely stuck.
It's all compacted. Feels like there's no way out.
I think we'd better step on it and get out of this channel.
This channel, which seemed so pretty yesterday, has turned into a nightmare. And to crown it all, the fog is becoming really thick, and for now, in these conditions, we can't even think about finding a safe place to come ashore. We have to make headway no matter what, force our way through. It could take us hours to get out of here. It's 1 in the morning when we finally spot a beach emerging from the mist.
Okay.
I'm dead.
I've had enough. That's it. We've been paddling for 20 hours, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
My fingers are frozen. I'm gonna boil some water straight away.
My hands are fine today.
Yeah, you only paddled for 20 hours.
Look, they're beautiful tonight, see? What time is it? 1:40 in the morning.
1:40 in the morning?
Yes.
How the hell did it get to be 1:40? Shall I switch it off?
Lights out.
All right.
Good night, then.
Good night.
Oh, every morning I wake up, I wonder where I am. For a split second, I'm like, oh God, where am I?
You're happy. You're in a tent with me.
Yeah, that isn't the first thing I say to myself. First thing I think is, oh, I'm in Greenland. Oh, weird. I'm kayaking in the middle of nowhere. And my brain kicks into gear and I feel so distraught.
Oh, distraught. Nice word.
Then I realize you're next to me, and that's it.
And you're overcome with joy.
Yeah, I overcome with joy.
It's funny being happy like this.
It's like an outburst of joy.
Exactly.
Genuine enthusiasm.
Yeah. 23 days already and 380 kilometers covered. After the misadventures of the past few days, I suggest to Vincent we head out to get a closer look at the kilometers of icebergs drifting on the open sea, carried by the icy current flowing from the Arctic Ocean. 100-meter-high icebergs. Surrounded by these giants, I search for words. Massive, monster, mammoth, monumental. The open sea is the perfect spot to explore the icebergs, and much better than the fjords. I'm delighted to see these luminous creatures again, which use their 8 comb rows of cilia for locomotion. In fact, they owe their name, Ctenophora, to this distinguishing feature. Ctenophora comes from the Greek for comb-bearing. These jelly-like carnivores are hermaphrodites, ready to comb the area for some food. This ctenophore has 2 viscous tentacles to which larvae of all kinds stick. I'd thought I'd never see anything more amazing than sea angels until this minuscule half-angel, half-devil creature suddenly appears. Reminiscent of Pokemon, it's like something out of a Japanese cartoon. Awesome. A polar bear, one of the most fearsome predators on Earth. An electric shock goes down my spine, chills my blood. I hope Vince already has his finger on the trigger up there. He's an excellent swimmer, but a lousy diver, and only stays underwater for a few seconds. So I can keep him at a distance by going underwater. He must be wondering, what sort of weird animal am I? Friend or foe? The ludicrous idea suddenly occurs to me that he's probably eaten his fill. It takes me a while to understand that he's vulnerable in the water. I manage to calm down my breathing and get closer to him. Which of us is more afraid? He can't have come across divers very often. Who will he be able to tell about his strange encounter? In this incredible aquatic duet, he keeps an eye on my bubbles. I can tell that my presence is keeping him here, out of pure curiosity. After this moment of grace, he disappears as proudly as he appeared.
I can already imagine what the rest of our expedition will be like, with winter setting in and vast sheets of ice barring our way.
It's a trap. We'll spend the night here.
We'll let you know tomorrow if we're still alive, that is.
This situation will require Herculean efforts. I just hope we can make it to Piterak.